Today, defense and special teams beat the Denver Broncos. Can you believe this? 29-28. Well, it all started with the Bobby Humphrey show, and this guy had a career day. 177 yards on the ground, 41 on the first drive that he capped with this one-yard touchdown run. It put the Broncos up 7-0. They just went right through the Bills' defense at will. The defense and special teams, though, was already on it as they recovered a fumble and blocked a field goal, but no points. And then Denver got a turnover. Steve Atwater with a pickoff at Jim Kelly takes it to the Buffalo 30, and they did turn it into points as Steve Sewell plunged over from a yard out. It was 14-0 Denver now in the second quarter. Now, finally, Scott Norwood, who had missed a field goal earlier, got the Bills on the board late in the half with a 37-yarder. 14-3 at halftime. Humphrey had already rushed for 100 yards. Denver had the ball 19 minutes. The Bills rushed for just 64 all day. First two possessions wasted in the third quarter, and then the defense did it again. Bruce Smith hits Elway. He fumbled. Talley recovered at the Denver 10, and finally they turned that turnover into points. A direct snap to Don Smith. Beautiful play here. He plunged in the last few yards, 12 in all. 14-9 as Frank Reich muffed the point after, and there would be more of that kind of thing. Thurman Thomas fumbled. Then on the in Denver territory, and David Treadwell trying for the field goal to ice it as they led it 21-9, was blocked by Odoms. Biscuit Bennett took it 80 yards. The point after was good. It was 21-16, and in that 77-second span that would follow, 3 touchdowns. The next possession, Dr. Sack tipped it. Leon Seals, Leonard Smith at the interception takes it back 39 yards all the way. Again, the point after was missed by Norwood, 22-21. This was not out of reach by Denver by any stretch of the imagination, but completing that 3-touchdown in 77-second span. Elway then fumbled the snap here. He never got the snap. Bennett picked it up on the 2-yard line, and Kenny Davis came in to run in the touchdown on the very next play, 29-21 on this Davis touchdown. The fans were in pandemonium, although to Elway's credit, a final TD drive cut the final margin to 29-28, but they couldn't convert the onside kick. Elway could not pull it out today. 29-28 the final. Bills go to 3-1, and they seem to do everything right, as we found out in the post-game locker room.
Yes, they came out and, really put it to us, and we came in after halftime, and we got everything together. The coaches, chewed us out quite a bit at halftime. We came back out second half and did a tremendous job.
We really needed this game because Denver is defending AFC champs, and in order to be a champion, you got to beat a champion. So we did that today, and hopefully it'll rocket our season off.
And one thing you got to say, if you're going to win, sometimes you got to have a little luck behind you, and we had it today. Denver came in ready to play, and the luck of the Irish, I guess I can put on my side and say that.
But our defense was a bit of a chameleon, I guess. They didn't play very well early, and once we got the momentum, by virtue of those kicking game breaks, they began to play very well, I thought.
Okay, and the entire defense got a game ball today, as did the special teams. The Bills remain, though, in a first-place tie with the Dolphins.
Thing was, we weren't getting in our groove as far as the routes and some of the throws that I had, so we came in, one thing you got to say, if you're going to win, sometimes you got to have a little luck behind you, and we had it today. Denver came in ready to play, and the luck of the Irish, I guess I can put on my side and say that, but a little luck on your side every once in a while is not bad.
He decided because of all the things they did, and they awarded the game ball to Bruce DeHaven, the special teams coach, and then Kent Hull wanted to speak next, and he said, we award all the game balls to the defense.
And this week we had the chance to go ahead 24-9, and we get it blocked, and it turns around being 7 points for them, so it's a 10-point turn right there on us. So, but we've got to figure out something.
You can knock me down, you can kick me, but don't ever count me out. It's been a long struggle, through the injuries. I think I've had a great season this year, and I'm sure the coaches would agree to that. The numbers might not be as far as tackles, but getting the pressure on the quarterback, I've been doing that all season, and everything else will come. It takes time. And this is to everybody that doubted me, everybody that wanted to, ship my ass out of here, this is to you.
Biscuit telling it like it is. Don't ever count him out, and don't count the Bills out as they win it by 1. The Broncos with a huge advantage in offense today, but the Bills 3 TDs in a minute 17. That tells the story. Next Sunday night, the Bills will host what looks to be the undefeated LA Raiders.
The Broncos thought they were putting the final nail in the Bills' coffin with about 4 minutes gone in the fourth quarter, but Nate Odoms blocks Treadwell's 24-yard chip shot to Biscuit. Cornelius Bennett will not be caught. It's a touchdown. And yes, Biscuit has heard the whispers.
And I want to get something straight. I haven't had a chance to say, this is to all the doubters that doubt Cornelius Bennett. Don't ever, you can knock me down, you can kick me, but don't ever count me out. It's been a long struggle, through the injuries. I think I've had a great season this year, and I'm sure the coaches would agree to that. The numbers might not be there as far as tackles, but getting the pressure on the quarterback, I've been doing that all season, and everything else will come. It takes time. And this is to everybody that doubted me, everybody that wanted to, ship my ass out of here, this is to you.
Okay. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Ed Kilgore. Courage, heart, character, you add a little bit of luck, and you have one of the greatest comeback victories in Bills history. 3 touchdowns in a span of 77 seconds electrified the Rich Stadium crowd in the fourth quarter as the Bills turned almost certain defeat to victory against the AFC champion Denver Broncos. We'd like to know what you think about the Bills' Super Bowl aspirations. Obviously, there's always room for improvement. Which needs to improve the most to get there? It's live just a little bit later on, but it will not be easy to find answers in a game as strange as this one. Now, the Broncos, like the Colts, Dolphins, and Jets the first 3 weeks, took their first possession into the end zone against the Bills defense. And John Elway finds Steve Sewell covered by Leonard Smith and gets 19 yards. Now watch here as Sewell gets a good block on Shane Conlon, and Bobby Humphrey goes 11 yards down to the 5. What a day for Humphrey. The former Alabama running back finishes with 177 yards on 34 carries, and he'll make it into the end zone here to cap the 80-yard, 12-play drive.
Man, they could drive trucks through some of the holes that we left in. Yeah, we didn't play well that first series. That was terrible.
I'd say that was an understatement. Not only was the Bills' defense having problems, the offense also struggled, although, albeit a windy day, a very wet track, but still, it's a 7-0 late in the second quarter, 3rd and 9 at the Bills' 21. They're going into the win. Kelly picked off by Steve Atwater, who gets it to the 30, and then just 3 plays later, Sewell goes in to make it 14-0 Denver, but the Bills would get on the board just before the half. Kelly to James Lofton for 21 yards and 3rd and 17, and a terrific catch here by Lofton. Then Kelly dodges a little bit of a bullet as the Broncos put on the good pass rush. Kelly has to scramble to his right, and the pass here looks like an interception. Elliott Smith drops it, and eventually Scott Norwood, who had hit the post on the 36-yard attempt earlier, connects from 37 yards out, and the Broncos still have that 14-3 lead at the half. Now, the Bills came out in a little bit more of a spirited frame of mind. They got a little chewing out by the coaches at the half, but then they blew a couple great chances with drive starts around midfield. Then it was Bruce Smith with simply an all-pro play as he sacks Elway, forces the fumble. Darryl Talley recovers. That's the 3rd time Bruce has forced a fumble on a sack in the last 4 weeks. Now 3rd and goal at the Denver 12. Kelly calls a terrific audible. It's a straight snap right back to Don Smith. He dives into the end zone for the touchdown, and Marv tells us what happened.
3rd down, we called a pass, signaled a pass play from the sideline. He always has this prerogative. He decided to audible to that trap play instead, and it was right. He made the best call.
All right, but the routine extra point isn't. Frank Reich can't handle the snap, so it remains 14-9. Now, keep in mind that in past years, John Kidd has held on the snaps. You have to wonder how much that might be affecting Mr. Norwood, who will not offer that type of excuse. Now, after last week's showing against the Jets, you knew Thurman Thomas was going to be a marked man. Well, he averaged under 3 yards a carry, and worse than that, he fumbles the Kelly handoff here. Now, this is the very first play after the defense had forced Denver to punt. The Broncos set up at the 19, and just 2 plays after that, it's going to be 21-9 as Sammy Winder scores with less than 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Now, it's still 21-9 with about 4.5 minutes gone in the 4th quarter, and the Broncos appear to be in total control. They drive down the field, mainly on the ground, and then they set up for the field goal that would pretty much finish it. Now, for you fans who might have been going out to the parking lot or had changed channels, here's another look at the next minute 17.
first time we blocked one, they kind of had a lot of respect for Darryl. So the end, he kind of went down a lot more than usual, and that made my path to the ball a lot more shorter. And, you know, I got a good start off. I got a good start on the ball, and I just went in there and blocked it.
Nate has been coming close all year, and I told him sooner or later he's going to get one. And it took the ball forever to come out the air. You know, I almost did a double jump. So, you know, after that, I knew after I got the ball, there was no catching. You know, I still got the speed. I even had a chance to slow up a little bit after, you know, about the 20-yard line.
Timing throw. Elway, tip ball. Intercepted. The ball's picked off by Leonard Smith. He's going to go in, and Buffalo takes the lead.
I think it is the most incredible comeback. When you score, I don't think I've ever seen a team score in pro football or college either 3 touchdowns in 4 plays.
I don't think so. It seemed like whatever could have went wrong. You just gotta focus on it, look back on it, and try not to let it ever happen again.
Unbelievable. It's still unbelievable. By the way, Mark Kelso, the Bills' free safety, suffered a broken hand in the first quarter, and he played the entire game, and he tells me he expects to be out there next Sunday night against the L.A. Raiders. To probably have to wear some type of a cast, but he is a gamer. Now, last year, Denver's Monday night win over the Bills wound up making the difference. It could have been the home field throughout the AFC playoffs for the Bills, and who knows, maybe this win will be just as big for Buffalo. As usual,